Too far. Joining me now, Congressman Bill Cassidy, Republican from Louisiana. Thanks very much for joining us, Congressman. As we said, the House bill eliminates $75 million in a liability cap. It sets new safety standards and puts money toward a Gulf restoration. So why are you against it?
A couple things. Let's work backwards. It does not put money towards Gulf restoration. It says we should do this, but actually the tax and levies that it puts upon oil produced domestically, by the way, $2 a barrel, and it does not place it upon foreign-owned oil, so it's a reverse tariff, if you will. It doesn't go for the Gulf. It goes to buy parkland across the United States. No wonder people from elsewhere are for it. It's a money grab, taking money from the resources of the Gulf Coast and elsewhere to buy parkland. It has nothing to do with Gulf restoration. By the way, the $75 million cap, if you read the original oil spill trust fund law, there's actually all kinds of ways that does not apply. In this instance, it doesn't apply. BP is on the hook for everything. And so what you do with removing the cap entirely is you mean that there's only about 4 companies that can lease out there. Right now, independent oil companies, which will be driven out by the lack of a liability cap, do about 90% of the leasing. They create about 300,000 jobs. So this bill is full of great words. It's full of bad effect.
In fact, supporters of this bill say that they're not surprised that you aren't supporting it because 3 of your top 5 contributors are companies that deal with the oil industries, giving you anywhere from $26,000 to $30,400. How would you answer those charges?
Well, 2 things. They should be surprised that the president supports it because BP was the biggest donor to him. And by the way, what they really should look at is the number of contributions and votes I got from people that actually work in the oil industry. This kills jobs. As many as 40,000 jobs, 40,000 families will be affected. And it's actually on the behalf of those workers that I say don't exploit this tragedy for some ideological means. Let's preserve those jobs.
Well, let me ask you then what you think should be done, because a lot of people's view, again, outside the Beltway, who don't read the fine print, their view is that this bill is about accountability. And frankly, BP's record speaks for itself. In 2005, $21.3 million for a safety violation from a Texas City refinery blast, an oil spill in Alaska in 2006 at one of their pipelines, fined $2.4 million for unsafe conditions at the refinery near Toledo. What should be done about BP in this case?
The common ground in this bill is holding BP and others accountable for loss of life and environmental despoliation. That is the common ground. But around that common ground, we actually have, again, a $22 billion tax being placed upon an industry, upon American energy consumers, not to create jobs or to rebuild the Gulf Coast, but to buy parkland across the United States. By the way, this bill also says that state regulators have to kowtow to federal regulators. You know, the spill wasn't in state waters. My state regulators are doing a good job. The incompetence is on the federal side, and yet now the federal folks get to trump what the state folks say. This is not about accountability. It is about a power grab and an ideological agenda, and that's what I would reply to those folks.
Congressman Bill Cassidy, thanks for being with us.
Hey, thank you, Chris.
Sarah Palin's latest shot at